What an epic collapse in the third period. The Edmonton Oilers give up game one, allowing 5 unanswered in that final frame. They lose it 6-3. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the GCL Diesel Oil Stream postgame show. Live on location at Boston Pizza, Westgate. Tom Gazzola, Dustin, Nielson, Hernan, Salas, and shortly Matt Kassian will be with you as we break this one down. The Oilers looking really, really good for 2 periods and then absolutely imploding in the final frame. We want to hear from you. 780-218-9999. Get into the nasty chat as well. I know a lot of texts have been flying in, and rightly so. Of course, GCL Diesel, presenting sponsors of the post-game show. Great turnout tonight. Great crowd.
Huge turnout tonight.
Yeah,
this
absolutely.
place was packed with nasties. It was awesome.
It was awesome, but they were not rewarded with an Oilers victory. Instead, Edmonton absolutely blows it. All right, Dusty, let's just dive right in, because that was awful, the way that game went in the third period. You have some takes. I mean, I know we're going to get to the scoring summary, all of that, but just you go ahead now.
I got takes.
You got takes. Go for it.
They're going to be fine. Everybody relax. Like, I got people on Twitter right now telling me they should start Reid in game 2.
That's insane.
Like, honestly, people, you need to act like you've been here before, because you've freaking been here before. It's pathetic. Go look. I get it. They collapsed. Did you watch the game? 5-on-5, the Oilers are significantly a better team. Stay out of the penalty box or improve your penalty kill, and things are going to be fine. I mean, it's the instant reaction. It's like, I mean, they just won 8 of their last 9. They were by far the better team for 40 minutes. They took some bad penalties. Perry's penalty was an awful penalty.
Yes.
You can't take that penalty.
No.
It was a horrible penalty. The Kane penalty, the stick did get up high. Duchesne did kind of go. I mean, it was I get it, but he did high stick him. It was a tough call because they missed a high stick earlier. Don't get me started on officiating anyway. Yeah. But the Oilers are going to be fine here. The panic from a team, from a fan base, I get it. It's one game. You collapse for a single period. It's going to be okay. I don't know why I need to still say this to people. I'm even more encouraged by what I saw tonight. Draisaitl was flying. McDavid was flying. Yeah, their penalty kill sucked ass. Okay.
Well, it does suck ass.
I mean, stay out of the box or improve your penalty kill. But 5-on-5, the Oilers are undoubtedly the better team in this series. And so you and I were both on the Oilers in 5. As of this moment, I'm not changing my prediction. I'm still I think they're fine. I can't believe people are freaking out as much as they're freaking out.
Guys,
calm down.
After that first loss to the Golden Knights, people were freaking, the series is over. The next day they're complaining. But I feel the same way.
I got one more thing to say.
Oh, sure.
I'm sick and tired of this shit from this fan base saying, we support Stuart Skinner. We support Stuart Skinner. Guy has one of the longest shutout streaks in the franchise's bloody history. And tonight people are saying, I got to start Reid next game. I mean, what was the fourth? Was it the 4th goal? He was turned around.
Yes, that was the one that was
a good goal.
Yeah.
But the other one, he had 4 bodies in front of him. The one from Granlund, if Draisaitl does that, it's a 6 snipe. Yes. I mean, you don't have to hang in this loss on Stuart Skinner. They took stupid penalties. Their penalty kill sucks.
It does suck. It was 14th going in.
It's going to be worse now. Sick and tired of a two-faced fan base on Stuart Skinner. It's pathetic. You're pathetic.
The only thing that's rational is the PK. You need all 5 guys, including the goaltender. Fair enough. But already, even before we went on air, boys, when it was 4-3, 5-3, Skinner needs to be better. The stupid penalties. Evander Kane, sure. If you want to call it a flop by Duchesne, sure.
His stick was still up by his head. I got a screen cap of his stick right here. I mean, don't put your stick up by his bloody face.
But guys,
don't do that.
This PK has sucked all playoff. They're at 66%. It's probably lower tonight.
It's definitely lower now.
Yes.
Stop blaming one guy for all the Oilers' problems. It's always the same guy. Find the new narrative, man. If you continue to blame Stuart Skinner, maybe stop watching. Seriously. Do you want to save? Of course. You can say that about every team that lost. Every team. But I'm with Dusty and Tom. I'm sure you agree. The Oilers were by far the better team 40 minutes through. You couldn't roll with them. They couldn't hang with them. But the power play got them back in the game, and they're clicking at 86%. That's going to be closer to 90 now. They went 3 for 4. Like, come on, guys.
Like the chat is torching Stuart Skinner right now, coming off of back-to-back
Here's my
shutouts.
shocked face.
Like, it's just, I don't get it. I mean, Ace 96 says it's never on Skinner, though. It's always on Skinner with you guys.
Well, him
it's always on Skinner.
others,
Like, tell me which goal. Draisaitl, who had a great, to me, Draisaitl was very encouraging in this game. That's exciting.
Yes.
He looked way better than he did last series. The Stars can't play with the Oilers 5-on-5. End of story. Like, just calm down. Everything's going to be okay.
Yeah.
But turnovers, Seguin breakaway, great shot.
Draisaitl turnover.
Yeah, Draisaitl turnover, Seguin breakaway, great shot.
Yeah.
What was the second goal?
The screen in front.
The screen with four guys, 3 Oilers and a Star, and a seeing eye shot that goes through. I mean, what are you going to do there? The Granlund shot was a straight-up snipe with a Dallas Stars ass parked right in his face, and Skinner did try to peek around the side. Fourth goal, he got turned around. We're not sure what he was looking at. And the fifth goal was going wide. Tyler Seguin bats it out of the air into the net. Like, I mean, the fourth goal, yes. I 100% agree.
Yeah.
Fourth goal, I don't know what Skinner was doing on.
Yeah.
But you can't legitimately look at all those other goals and just hang this game on Stuart Skinner. How have you not gotten better yet? Like, how have you not figured that out as a fan base? I just don't get it.
It's lazy. It's
I don't get it.
Fruit.
It's just,
like, hey, Skinner. But when he was getting 2 shutouts and winning the series against Vegas, crickets. Oh, you know what? Well, it was a team in front of him. It's always the same crap. And it's tiring. And like Dusty said, it's one game, guys. They're down 1-0. They were down 2 to LA, and they were the better team by far.
They're fine.
Minutes, by far.
The Edmonton Oilers are, Hernan, the Oilers are winning this series.
Yes.
Undoubtedly in my mind. I just, there's no way that they lose this series. They are a better team 5-on-5. It's just, that's how it is. I mean, this style, we're back to the Kings power play at the beginning of that lap. They're fine. They're okay. It infuriates me that a fan base that's so loyal can flip so quickly on a team.
I'm not surprised anymore.
I'm sorry. They've won 8 of their last 9 going into this game tonight. Yeah. They were the better team for 40 minutes, and their penalty kill sucked in the third period.
Awful.
End of story. I mean, they're going to be okay.
When you go 1 for 4 on any night on the PK, you're not winning many games. You're lucky to win a game if you go 1 for 4.
Do you think the Oilers penalty kill will go 25% for the rest of the series?
No, I don't. I think it'll improve. Because
wow, that's weird. I can't believe it.
Well,
I totally thought what happened tonight was going to happen every game. Like, if you think the Oilers penalty kill is going to be 25% for the series, congratulations. You're right. They're going to lose. Yeah. But that is not going to happen. So relax. I can't. Like, I'm sitting here telling the fan base they've lost 4 playoff games total. They're a very good team. It's going to be okay. Calm down. Like, I've seen it. They've lost 3 games, and after every loss prior to this in the playoffs, the entire world is falling.
Yes.
How have you not found faith in this group just yet? I could see if they played shitty for the first 40 minutes, and then their penalty kill. They were awesome for the first 40 minutes. Yes. It's okay. It's fine. It blows my mind how much people are freaking out. They're going to be okay. Don't worry about it. Oilers in 6 max. They've got it. Don't worry.
Dusty, you can't have a gentleman sweep without losing the game.
Gentleman sweep loading, like true gentleman sweep. And these guys who are like, oh, Skinner must pay Dusty. Honestly, I mean, we'll get to Cass on it. Like, tell me, the fourth goal wasn't good. But the other goal, the one that came in from Heiskanen, 3 Oilers were screening him and a Star.
Mason Marchman.
Like, there's something to be said about getting traffic to the front of the net.
Funny how that works.
That's a good hockey play. And, 3 Oilers standing in front of them, but none of them getting a piece of it. It's not a great look. The penalty kill sucked.
It does.
But I'm not hanging it all on Stuart Skinner. It's such a lazy take. Come up with something else, Edmonton market. I can't do it anymore, man. It's ridiculous.
You're doing okay. You're gonna save some of this for tomorrow morning.
No,
obviously.
I'm getting it all out.
Oh, okay.
Tomorrow I'm talking about this Knicks-Pacers game.
Oh,
it's going to overtime. That's insane.
Well, let's keep you while you're a hot little tamale. And Natso is not even the hottest Latino heat right now.
I don't know why. I'm not even an Oilers fan. And I'm the one, like, all of you are hardcore Oilers fans, which is probably why you're freaking out. I'm telling you, as an unbiased opinion on this, they're going to be okay. I like it even more. In fact, I'll go this far. This is the best thing that could have happened to this team, because now they're backed into a corner, down 1-0.
Yes.
Like, the Oilers are winning this series undoubtedly in my mind.
Okay.
I just can't take it. It's ridiculous.
I know. I can tell. You're super fired up. Let's get to Matt Kassian for the breakdown, brought to you by South Fort Chev. Go see Daniel and his team in the Fort, and they'll give you $1,000 extra credit on your trade-in. Drive a little, save a lot at South Fort Chev. See dealer for details, www.southfortchev.com. Tell them EST sent you and the boys on the morning show specifically. All right. Tom Gazzola, Dustin Nielson, live on location at Boston Pizza, Westgate 170th Street, 90th Ave. Hernan Salas back at EST Global HQ. Our game analyst, Matt Kassian, ready to go. Let's bring him in here. Cass, I don't know how you top what we just saw from Dustin.
I want to apologize for trying to be positive about the team tonight. Oh, darn, what a bad guy.
So horrible. So horrible, Dusty. How dare you? How dare you? How dare you point out that this team was the way better team through 40 minutes? How dare you point out that they were way better 5-on-5? How could you? How dare you? How dare you believe that the Edmonton Oilers had a plethora of scoring chances in the first and second period that could have also went in, that could have sealed the game? How dare you do that? And how dare you defend Stuart Skinner? Because we all know that it's an automatic loss, aside from games when he gets a shutout for multiple games in a row. It's an automatic loss with Stuart Skinner. How dare you, Dustin Nielson? That is extremely disappointing that you would think that there is a chance that the Oilers win this series based on what we saw tonight. Ridiculous.
Cass, outside of the penalty kill, were they not by far the better team tonight?
Way better.
Yes.
They're the way better team. No, through 40 minutes, I'll tell you what, I told Dusty, made the homemade chicken fried rice today for dinner.
Delicious.
It was delicious. It was yummy. I had to go to the bathroom close to the end of the second intermission. Went to the bathroom, and you know what? I didn't even hurry because of what I saw through the first 40 minutes. Now, things started happening, and I had to get back out there and watch.
Wait, your stomach or in the game?
Both, but that's neither here nor there. But the reality is that they were a way better team through the first 40 minutes. They really were, and the air was out of the building, and that's them coming off of a 7-day break. Let's also remember that too. A team that came out, they didn't show much rust. They were a better team, and the penalty kill sucked. And so, to some extent, the Oilers going to Oiler here, guys, like where the penalty kill was so atrocious, it lost them the game. But the reality is they're just fine, and they will be just fine. We didn't expect them to sweep the series, did we? And if they win the next game and they come out of Dallas 1-1, we're all happy with that, and we should be happy with that. So no need to freak out after that one. It was an implosion by the penalty kill, which is bad. Can't take unnecessary penalties. We talked about that a little bit before, but no reason to absolutely hit panic mode. Now, if you want to be concerned about the penalty kill, I'll give you that. Let's be concerned about the penalty kill because it's continuing to be horrendous.
Joke. Yeah.
Absolutely horrendous. But to freak out and panic, don't.
780-218-9999. Get to the nasty chat as well. We've got an action-packed, fully loaded post-game show. The Oilers fall 6-3 to the Dallas Stars, give up 5 unanswered in the third period. People putting the blame on Stuart Skinner. But, the Oilers just that PK, discipline, lack of discipline, Cass. And it's veteran, not that there's any young guys on this team, but like Corey Perry, what are you doing?
Yep.
That was when it started to fall apart, right, Cass? Like Corey Perry, and I know some people, like everybody, it was a penalty. Yep. Corey Perry, and did they miss penalty? I get it. I understand it. But you can't give the chance for Dallas to get even more life. Yeah. And Corey Perry took a bad penalty.
Evander Kane.
Yeah, we just watched another video, and I know people try to refuse to believe Evander Kane got to stick up on Duchesne, but
his face.
This was just sent to me, and Tommy, we're watching this video right now. That stick hits Duchesne in the face. Now, did Duchesne need to head flop? No.
No, but he knows he's going to get the call.
But he got the call. But I'm watching a video right now of Kane's stick hitting him right here. It wasn't as bad as it looked. but don't put your team in that spot. It's the Oilers killed the Oilers tonight.
Yes.
That's the only way the Stars are going to win this series, if the Oilers continually shoot themselves in the foot. And I think they're way too good a veteran and experienced team to do that over and over again. It's just, they're going to be okay. It's fine.
Cass, are they flushing this, or are they like using it and soaking it in like a sponge to anger and fuel them for game 2 on Friday?
Both. Well, you're flushing it, and then you're like, hey, we probably were the better team when we threw it away. Right.
Exactly.
So move on. It's over. It's done. Don't let them get momentum. It's fine. We're okay. That's what you're saying. At the same time, you're going to look at this and say, we're okay. We're fine. Flush it. But boys, we can't take penalties, undisciplined penalties in the offensive zone in particular. We can't do it. Not a recipe with how our penalty kill is going. We got to stay out of the box against these guys because we're a better 5-on-5 team. And they were, again, through 40 minutes, a much, much better 5-on-5 team. I do not think if you keep this series with as little special teams as possible, I don't think Dallas can play with you.
No.
Guys, just quickly, just look at the first 40 minutes, okay? Lindell, Harley, Heiskanen, like they were getting walked, guys.
Yes,
off the rush regularly. Yep. Like the Oilers, when they cycled the puck, like they couldn't be stopped, boys. And it wasn't just McDavid and Draisaitl were awesome tonight, but it wasn't just them, guys. No matter who was on the ice, the Oilers were able to cycle. They were great off the rush. That's why, like, and you guys have all said it, like 5-on-5. The Oilers have an advantage here, and they showed it for 40 minutes. And yes, we all know it's the PK and all that, but like that's why everybody's just focused on the final 20, guys. But we can't forget the whole game. The Oilers were the better team, and it wasn't close, guys. Everybody's going, well, Hernan, the shots were close. Yeah, but look at the quality of shots, of chances. The Oilers were the better team. It wasn't even close, guys.
Why McDavid and Draisaitl look better than they did in the last series?
They walked all over.
Like McDavid and Draisaitl are going to have their way with Dallas 5-on-5. Don't you think, Cass? I mean, unless it changes somehow, but
unless it changes and Dallas picks up his speed and they find a way to slow Edmonton down through the neutral zone, which maybe they do, but I lean towards no. I mean, this is a extremely winnable series for the Edmonton Oilers. Like if they lose this series, it's because they do every game what they did tonight, in that they either just don't play well, or they just take way too many undisciplined penalties at inopportune times. Like that's the way they lose this series. But after watching that game again through the first 40 minutes, I was like, these guys are winning this series. And I was like, they might sweep it. I said 7 games heading into it, but watching the first 2 periods, I'm like, maybe they just roll through them here. And it's a quick series. Now, Dallas wins today. Could go a bit longer. We'll have to see. But, yeah, I feel actually more confident about the Oilers winning this series after watching that game than I did before.
Yeah, and you said you're a guy who picked them in 7.
I picked them in 7.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Okay.
I think I get it being a fan and you want to panic about everything, but I was very encouraged by 40 minutes, and then they had an all-time bad period. That'll be the worst period the Oilers play the entire playoffs.
They generally bounce back.
And they're going to be, and we talk about it all the time. This team plays better. Like they'll be even better in game 2 than they were in the first 40 minutes tonight. I'll be shocked if they aren't.
That's hard to do, but you know what? Given the circumstance, they just might. Let's get to a few texts here. 780-218-9999. The Oilers fall 6-3 to the Dallas Stars. Absolutely implode in the final frame, if you didn't catch it. 5 unanswered, 3 of them on the power play in a 5-minute and 26-second span. That is an epic collapse. That is your own doing. And or undoing, I should say, and it absolutely buried them tonight. Let's go to West End. Rob texts in, says, guys, I agree that the Stars can't win the series only on their power play. Couple of posts, and the Oilers could have been up 5-1. Ottinger's not invincible, but not surprised Oilers fan base losing their. That's from West End. Rob. Mary texts and says, first period, fast and tight. Everybody. Wang Chungy tonight is what she said about the second period. Nuge, Bouchard. Then things get sloppy towards the end of the second. Third period, 3 consecutive power plays. That's a turning point. Grade A. Quit taking penalties. It will all be fine. See ya Friday from Twitter. Mary Juan says, the Oilers aren't sweeping them. Who's this guy yelling? Spiced Rumsty. You're right, Dusty. They are going to take this loss personal. Shame.
Yeah, this could be the best thing that happened to these guys. Like, they know in the first 40 minutes, they realize, okay, we can take it to these guys 5-on-5. And now they got it. They really want to win in game 2. It's weird, but there is no level of panic in me at all.
No, there shouldn't be.
Tonight. I like that. Go ahead, Cass.
I don't think it's a good thing for them. I don't want them to lose. Right? Like, I'd rather have them sweep every single series and sweep the Stanley Cup final. That would be ideal. But yeah, there is no panic. There's no panic. I mean, I was just like, oof, boy, man, that sucks. Their penalty kill is brutal, and lost in that game, and they got to sort that out. But I'm not panicking. I'm not freaking out. I'm not losing my mind like some people.
Before we deep dive on the PK or its lack of ability to do anything positive, because actually it did kill the first one, and then the other 3 after that, just a mess. Troll texting, and Troll says, Oilers are the better team, but Dallas is too good for the Oilers to have to beat them and the refs, says Troll, at the same time. That should be the last game those two guys officiate for the rest of the season because they really blew that game. Those were penalties.
Yeah,
Troll, which ones are you mad about?
I just tweeted out an even more obvious look at the Evander Kane penalty.
Yeah,
it was a penalty. I'm not trying to make this up to you, like for everybody watching. It was 100% a high stick. This is even a better look than the one we had recently. Look at this time.
No, I know.
He gets him right in the chin. I mean, it's a high stick, and Corey Perry's was a penalty as well. I mean, don't take bad penalties and you win this hockey game.
Yes.
End of story. And
Troll did add, if the Oilers score on that power play, they make it 4-1 game over.
They did get a penalty. Well, they got another power play with a chance to tie it too.
And it seemed like they were already unglued mentally, frazzled, whatever you want to describe them as. The power play at the end there, they couldn't get anything going, really. Troll also says, encouraging signs, McDavid and Draisaitl skated circles around Dallas and Rantanen, and their big line was invisible. Coach Mike says Perry penalty was atrocious. Brock B says, preach guys, not on Stu. Need to be more disciplined. Once again, this team's biggest issue is beating itself. It's been this way for 5 years. I believe they have the experience to overcome it. They got away from their game after the Granlund game or goal and started chasing. They play better with a chip on their shoulder. Oil in 5. Brock B calling for the gentleman's sweep. Okay, Cass, the PK. Let's talk about it, because Dusty pointed out, because the people that are just shredding Stuart Skinner, again, that 4th goal, the Duchesne goal.
It was weird. He lost his net, and it was a bad goal.
To me, that was him being frazzled. Yeah. That's the sign of him kind of ungluing mentally, which is an issue, 100% an issue, and he needs to figure that out. But the PK, Cass, going 0 for 3 in that 3rd period.
Oh, no. Cass, are you there?
Oh, I'm still here.
Yeah, it's just us two. Yay!
All right, just hey, we get to rule the roost. Just us.
I'm not letting these guys back in. Let me see.
No, it's our show now. We can do what we want now. Yeah, they can't. They don't even know what we're saying.
Hold on.
I think.
Sorry,
Cass, you work on it. Yeah, you work on it. I'll monologue. You get him back. I'll run with it here, and people will, I'm sure, absolutely love it, because I think where they wanted to go and where Tommy wanted to go is to talk about the goals. So let's talk about the power play goals against that the Edmonton Oilers gave up. And I agree. I didn't like the Duchesne ones. Their Duchesne goal, not fantastic. Loses, gets weirdly spun around in that one, and then just doesn't push over. You think in that situation, you would have the awareness to push over. The puck's clearly going behind the net. You should be in a position, or put yourself in a position, to seal that post. So did not like that. And you had a split second to get there. So did not like that goal from Stuart Skinner. You want to pin that one on him? Absolutely. Now, was it still chaos in front of the net? Yeah, it was chaos in front of the net. You know, what's Ryan Nugent-Hopkins doing? Is he trying to play goalie all of a sudden on this? Like, is he expecting to go into the reverse VH on the post and do something? Like, not much help, but everyone else lying on their belly, flying all around. Not a good goal by Stuart Skinner. Absolutely didn't get much help on that one as well. The Heiskanen one, the guys already talked about. It's just a good play by Dallas. You have like 4 bodies in front. Great shot by Heiskanen on that one.
But Cass,
I don't know.
That's the thing though. Like we never give credit to the other team. It's always
it's just Stuart Skinner's fault.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like it's always someone's fault, and it's one guy particularly between the pipes. But sometimes the other team's going to make great plays on the power play, Cass. That's what a man advantage is supposed to create. It's
going to happen. It's going to happen, and I don't mind. Now, the one thing I will say, I didn't love. I think it's Janmark. I didn't love Janmark's path on that play where he ends up stopping. Now he steps to the middle and he's kind of right at the hash marks. And so he kind of stacks up 3 guys right there where I would have liked his path back to the middle of the ice to be a slightly higher, but it's not like it's brutal and horrible. No one's stick is really free. You're a net front guy, and it's a good shot through traffic. So yeah, we got to give Heiskanen some credit. The Dallas Stars power play, who have a good power play, some credit on that one. But you're not faulting Stuart Skinner. Like if that went out on Calvin Pickard, all the Skinner scapegoat syndromes people, they would all be like, well, it was a screen. It was just screen. Well, yeah, Skinner was screened. So can't fault Stuart Skinner on that one. Good play by Dallas. Now, if we go to the Granlund one, I mean, screened again. Yeah. Evan Bouchard kind of gets out of the way. Doesn't clear the front of the net on that. You have Wallman who goes down to block, also additional screen. So you have a beautiful shot by Granlund, who's a great player. And then a non-contact by Bouchard, who just kind of, and it's not, I don't think it's a horrible play to get out of the way, but he kind of tries to get out of the way, but you leave a guy fully screening Stuart Skinner on that one. And it was a great shot. Another fantastic shot on that one. You have to give Granlund credit on that one. And then, we already talked about the Duchesne goal. So,
you boys back?
You got one. They're back.
We're back.
Basically, somebody unpulled the power cord here.
Yeah, we got power surge. Yeah.
You should have heard all the wonderful things we said about you.
That's okay. I can only assume.
Yeah, wonderful things. But basically, this is where we landed. This is where we landed. Is you want to be frustrated with the Duchesne goal and say Skinner got out of position?
Yeah, 100%.
100%. Great. Did he get help on that play? No, he didn't. Ryan Nugent-Hopkins was doing a very bad reverse VH for Stuart Skinner, kind of off the post. Don't know what he was doing. Guys were flying all over the place. Broken play. Fault Stuart Skinner, sure. The Heiskanen goal, what's he supposed to do with 8 bodies in front of him? He can't see it. And the Granlund goal was another great play. So, as Hernan said, you got to give some credit to some of the Dallas players. Sometimes it was a great shot with a full screen. Again, roofed it. Stuart Skinner went down to take away most of the net.
The Seguin goal was a great play. I mean, that was going wide. A great play. Yeah. Seguin knocks it in. I mean, it's just don't take penalties. You should know that.
Simple as
Dallas's power play has been great coming in. I thought the Oilers shot themselves in the foot tonight. If they do that 4 times in this series, they'll lose. But I don't think they do that 4 times in this series.
I don't think so either.
Yeah.
All right, Cass.
Sorry, one last note.
Yeah.
The big thing coming in was depth scoring, and Dallas got it today. Sagan, who hadn't done much. Duchesne, who had zeros, right? He had no goals. Lindell, Lindell, we won't count that. But, Miro Heiskanen with his first. So they're getting more. They got what they wanted out of the first game, guys, regardless if it was just on the power play or whatever it was. If you're on the Dallas side of things, you're like, okay, we got 2 guys going in Sagan and Duchesne. Let's keep rolling because you still have Robertson, Wyatt Johnson that they're trying to get going as well, boys.
Johnson, by the way, I just want to point this out. Like, a good sign, and I think because people were like, oh, Leon Draisaitl's hurt in that second round. No, like, he was playing against bigger body guys who knew how to play him tougher. On that first goal, he holds Wyatt Johnson off of him at the blue line, makes a play. A couple passes later, McDavid back to Draisaitl. He buries it. To me, that was a sign of the difference between how the Golden Knights are big and strong and can handle Leon Draisaitl compared to some of the Dallas Stars who cannot handle him. And I think that'll open things up for Leon Draisaitl in this series. I just thought that was an example of that. All right, Cass, give us a peek ahead to Game 2 where the Oilers are going to totally try to redeem themselves.
Yeah, well, they should start Calvin Pickard. He's going to start, right? Because
Stuart Skinner was
Buddy, I had people calling for Olivier Rodrigue on Twitter tonight.
That's insane.
Right. No, right. Just crazy. So no, listen, you're going to reset pretty quickly. As we talked about, you flush it. It's a new game. It's a new game. Like, and if you win game 2 and you come back to Edmonton and it's 1-1, you did your job and you were happy with that, especially knowing that you handed them the game on the silver platter with the penalties that you took, knowing that you were well in control of the game, knowing that you generated way more scoring chances than they did. So I think you're looking at this going like, let's pedal to the floor here. Because I still don't think, even through that first 40 minutes, I still don't think you saw, and I hear the argument on the other side, or you're going to hear it, that wasn't the best of the Dallas Stars for the first 40. That's fine. I don't think that was still the best of the Edmonton Oilers. That's the Edmonton Oilers coming off a week of rest and not being sharp at the level that they were, I think, coming out of that Vegas series. So they're going to reset. They're going to look at this. They're going to try to adjust what they can. I don't know what they adjust in the penalty kill, but they're going to adjust something. They're going to change something just even mentally just to get a switch flipped in their brain. But they're just basically going to reset and reattack this one, fellas. And I think they're going to be just fine.
Cass, good work tonight, my friend. We will talk to you on Friday.
Sounds good, fellas. Have fun, and you know what? I'm happy you're calm. You should be.
His hands are fidgeting right now.
I'm calm about the Oilers. I
saw some of the mentions you're getting and people like highlighting his save percent. Yeah, his save percentage sucks. He lets in 5 goals on 28 shots.
There was one bad goal in this game.
Yeah, the Duchesne one.
That was a really bad goal. But
yep.
I just thought they were so good for 40 minutes. My confidence in the Oilers winning the series has not wavered. And I'm going to use this term knowing that Reid Wilkins is watching right now.
Yes.
1 iota.
1 iota.
Yeah.
That's a Reidism?
I don't know. I don't technically know what iota means, but I know people use it in sentences like this. So I hope I nailed it because I really don't want to let Reid down.
We'll find out live if you let Reid down. Really quickly, the turning point of the game presented by Advantage Sport Medicine Physiotherapy. Connor McDavid's got a team of specialists, but you've got a bag of frozen peas. Get the same locker room approach that's trusted by the best in the game at Advantage Sports Medicine. Book your assessment today at www.advantagesportmed.ca or call 780-460-9977. It's a 3-goal in 5 minute and 26 second span, all of which the Oilers allowed while Dallas was on the power play. That is your Advantage Sport Medicine turning point of the game. The collapse on the PK, taking stupid penalties, not picking up guys in front. I don't know what Stu Skinner was doing on that Duchesne goal, but the other ones, nobody helping him out in front. And that 5 minute, 26 second span was the turning point in this game. It was part of 5 unanswered, and a 3-1 lead becomes a 6-1 or a 6-3 loss due to that 5 minute and 26 second span. As we welcome in Reid Wilkins for Reid's Read, brought to you by Edmonton Garrison Memorial Golf Club. Fall in, golfers. Edmonton Garrison Memorial Golf Club is open to the public and memberships are still available. Join the ranks today and experience top-tier golf with a proud military tradition. For more info, visit egmgolf.com to enlist. All right, Reid, we still have Dusty with us here at Boston Pizza Westgate. He used iota. Did he use it properly?
Did I use that right, Reid? Okay, there we go. So
it's also the 9th letter of the Greek alphabet, but I assume you didn't mean it in those terms.
I did not. Really, I mean, I watched Indiana Jones in The Last Crusade, and he needed to use that alphabet to get across the one thing, and I did not know that was one of the words. That's interesting.
How do you know it's the 9th letter in the Greek?
Did you look that up?
Because I double-checked the exact meaning of iota. Like, I knew it meant not very much, but I thought I better look it up just to get the exact definition. And yeah, it also comes up as the 9th letter of the Greek alphabet. So that's wonderful. Fascinating.
All right, Reid. I mean, we talk about the implosion in the third period, but do you want to start with positives, perhaps, because most of it has been negative tonight, and understandably so, or do you want to dive right into the crap?
Well, I mean, that's the story of the game, is they lost on the penalty kill. I mean, the only way, like either Cuthbert or Simpson, oddly enough, said it with about 3 minutes left in the second period, because I think the Oilers were close to taking a penalty, and one of them said, well, the only way, Dallas might get some life here is if the Oilers take a penalty, and then Kulak got the penalty in front.
Yep.
And I mean, the Oilers' penalty kill stunk, and it hasn't been good most of the playoffs. I mean, when they fell behind 2-0 to Los Angeles, I believe they were -5 on special teams after the first 2 games.
Yep.
And they turned that around enough and had some dramatic wins to win that series. And I thought the penalty kill did a pretty good job of preventing Dallas to get set up. But once they get set up, it's just a nightmare. I mean, and other teams have done this, move the puck around almost at will, shoot from wherever they want. And that just totally turned it around. And avoidable penalties, look, Dustin, yes, that's a high stick. Yes, Duchesne dressed it up. I mean, that is a veteran player sensing the stick around his neck.
He helped him.
If he doesn't snap his head back, maybe it's not called. But still, it was absolutely a penalty. But 5-on-5, I feel maybe better than I thought I would. I mean, I think Dallas can play better, but they couldn't play with the Oilers for most of the first 40 minutes. They weren't physical enough and they weren't quick enough. The Oilers handed them a goal on the Seguin breakaway, and to me, that's a key for the series for the Oilers. Don't beat yourselves. Don't make turnovers. So Edmonton was totally in control, and they blew it because they took penalties, and they can't kill a penalty. Now, credit to Dallas for executing, and we knew coming into this series that they had a very good power play. So this is a test on the Oilers coaching staff, which did a great job on the PK, coaching the PK last year, and the players did a great job executing. So that has to change. That's the biggest thing that has to change. Yes, Skinner got turned around on the 4th goal. Well, no Oilers penalty killer knew where the puck was either. I mean, I think Skinner thought it went over I think he thought it hit the mesh and was waiting for a whistle, and then was trying to find the puck, and then Nuge is standing there, Stetcher's down on all 4s, I think, and it was just an absolute disaster in front.
Well, you got to finish the play, man. Like even if you think that, that to me is mental weakness. I'm sorry. Sorry, Reid, for interrupting, but go ahead.
But and then Dallas started skating after that, and then Dallas got a little more interested 5-on-5 because they had the momentum. And to me, that's going to be the key for the Stars. They got to try to push it. They got to try to get in on the forecheck and use some sort of speed to prevent the Oilers from doing almost whatever they want 5-on-5. So I think that's going to be Dallas's adjustment. And Peter DeBoer is a very good coach. I mean, he's going to know we won the game in a 6-minute span on special teams. I don't think he's going back to the coach's room thinking, we figured out the Oilers, we got to beat. I think he knows there were some serious deficiencies in how his team played. He made a great coaching move, and oftentimes we talk about the advantage of a power play that spans an intermission because it starts on fresh ice. But what it did there for Dallas, it gave DeBoer a chance to go into the dressing room and probably embarrass his number 1 unit a little bit, and pointedly point out to them that some guys off the second unit were going to go on to start the 3rd period with the advantage of fresh ice. Harley wasn't out there, and Heiskanen gets the goal. So I thought he did a good job with that. And the one thing that's worrisome, and I identified this on my show this afternoon as well, is that Dallas has some good players who haven't scored. And if they continue not to score, it's advantage Edmonton. Well, tonight, Seguin got 2. What is he, up to 3 in the playoffs? 4. Yep. So he only had 2 coming in. Well,
right. Yes.
Matt Duchesne, I got to be honest, guys. When I watched Dallas I didn't see much of their series against Colorado. When I watched them against Winnipeg, I didn't think Matt Duchesne just looked inconsequential. I thought he looked borderline washed up as a player.
Old and slow.
And he was different tonight. He was around the net. So look, it's a disappointing loss. It never feels good to lose. It's always concerning. But the Oilers are, I forgot to open up this way.
Go for it.
This is the custom. The Oilers lose game 1 of a playoff series.
Yes.
From the custom in game 2.
Well, yeah, that's a weird thing because usually Dallas loses these games. And Dallas got one.
Neither team really wanted to win.
Nobody really wanted this one.
That's what it was.
And both the Seguin's goals, by the way, Reid, were 5-on-5.
Yes.
Like the other 3 were power play and then the empty netter. Seguin had their 2
and his second goals. His second goal was a little bit lucky.
Yeah. Good play. Better.
Leon had a good game. You can't turn away from a guy standing on the side of your crease. You can't be turning away.
Did Leon turn away from him there? Did he let him go?
Yes.
I didn't even notice that on that goal.
Yes, like you got to finish that check. Like you got to drive that guy into the. I know you're thinking about tying the game there, but
they were so frazzled at that point. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I mean Leon's got to stick with them. But anyway, I mean it's a special teams loss. It's primarily a special teams loss.
They just had a stat board on Sportsnet. Avs. The Dallas Stars went 30.4% against the Avalanche on the power play. The Jets, they went 31.3%. They rolled into this series third best on the power play so far this postseason. And they so far in this series are 75% against the Edmonton Oilers.
And Reid, you were right on Draisaitl. Look, he had him.
And he just lets him go.
He had him right there, and then he turns right. Seguin just goes to the post and knocks it in. I mean, that's that's I didn't even notice that at the time. That's a tough.
Yeah, he should have stuck with him.
If he just sticks with him, he doesn't get a stick.
Maybe Seguin still waves his stick in the air and it goes in, but then we can say it's a lucky goal as opposed to guessing it was. But I mean, to me that's disappointing because the last couple games against Vegas, especially Edmonton, was on Vegas all the time, right? And you got to be sure you make a check there so you're still within a goal with 4 minutes left.
They had become unglued, and that's a lack of detail play by Draisaitl.
Just a little thing. I thought they were so good for the first 40 minutes. I mean, like Reid said, it's a special teams loss, and they took a couple of bad penalties. And like you said, with the numbers on that Dallas power play. Like, do you think Dallas is going to go 75% the rest of the way in this season?
No, but I think they'll probably end up around 30 to 40%.
Around 40%.
You know what that means? Don't take penalties.
Take penalties in certain situations where you have to. Don't take these offensive zone cross checks and things along those lines.
Randy, I'm gonna read your text because sometimes I know you needle us to get the conversation going, but I'm gonna put it out there. I want to hear what you guys have to say about this one from Randy because he sounds frustrated. Here we go. Do you guys hear how you talk down Oilers penalty calls? Even when they are obvious and legit, it pains me and makes me angry that you don't ever say the same
skill issue.
Oh, no, not that one. It's poop about Oilers players when opposition players get penalties. Why not say, quote, so-and-so really sold it? Unquote. That's why fans and some media, not you guys, will continue to say it.
Like Randy, think before you text. Okay?
Well, Randy,
one year at EST, 11 years doing postgame on Ched, I was always very fair. Always very fair. Jay and I on our show have pointed out several times, going back to the first series, Corey Perry got away with a trip that ruined a Kings 3-on-1. I talk about I used to get threatening text messages at Ched because I would go to the rule book and explain why an Oiler player got a penalty. But I'm an Edmonton broadcaster and I should always stick up for the Oilers. That's the argument I would get from people sometimes. So now, I make an offhand remark about Duchesne throwing his head back. He did. It was still a high stick.
If you don't throw your head back, you're
Randy. What are you doing? Said it was a high stick.
Hit you in the face. Throw your head back. That's how they know to call it.
Randy's angry and he's taking out whatever he can on whoever. And right now it's easy for us to take it out. But I would include you guys. But for me especially to say that I only go after the refs. I mean, for Christ's sake, have you ever listened to Stoff? Like, give your head a shake, Randy.
Stop his full meltdown in the first period on refs.
Have the balls to come up and say that to my face, you little pipsqueak wimp.
you little pimp-squeak wimp.
Clip it.
Reid Wilkins is on fire tonight. I love him. Oh, God.
He is a sassy boy tonight. I'm going to give him Reid.
That was an all-time moment, Reid Wilkins.
Bravo.
I love it.
Oh, God, that is so good. All right, it is Reid's Reid with a feisty Reid Wilkins. I think Latino Heat is like the fourth hottest in terms of anger person on this show right now.
Because I'm calm. I told you guys. I'm not
exactly.
worried. I said it earlier on EST Afternoons. I said if they lose this game, there's no panic tomorrow on the show. Like,
nope.
Especially the way they lost this game. And Randy, like Reid, you get frustrated. Yeah, like I'm seeing on the nasty chat the regular negative Nellies are out in full force, but they didn't say a goddamn word for 9 games, but now they're out and they have all the answers. And I told you so. Like, it's just annoying. Like, it's one game, guys. They're in the Western Conference Finals. They dominated for 40 minutes. Yes, Shaggy and St. Albert, I know the game is 60 minutes. I understand that, okay? Yes. But, watch the game maybe. I don't know. But, like, don't just come out when it's low-hanging fruit and it's easy to attack. It's just frustrating. And I share Reid's thoughts, too. Like, on this station especially, we don't sugarcoat it, man. This is not a fanboy station. We're not blaming the refs for everything. We call it how it is. If it's in favor of the Oilers, we will say, yeah, that's a good call. If it's against them, yeah, it's a stupid penalty. Corey Perry took a stupid penalty, boys. Sorry.
Like, can't get your stick up like that.
Evander Kane took a careless penalty.
It's enough is enough. And I get it. We're here, and when the Nasty Chat's open in the inbox, and we want to hear from you. That's what we're here for your frustrations, for your opinions. But when it's only a few. But when it's just the same negativity and the same low-hanging fruit, Stuart Skinner, and I told you so, like, it gets just old. Like, I said it two series ago, Tom. Shaggy and St. Albert, like, I'm just over it. Like, it's just old now. Like, it's pointless. Like, there's nothing there anymore for me.
That's okay.
See, Hernan's still spicy.
He is still spicy.
Hey, Reid, I got to ask you a question. Like, I want to go behind the scenes here quickly. When you were doing pre and post for the rights holder, did anybody ever say to you, like, I thought you were always very fair, so yes. Maybe it wasn't the case, but did anybody ever say, hey, man, like, you're too hard on them sometimes, or?
No, actually, I was never confronted or challenged on anything I said about the play of the team. Never.
Okay, that's cool. Yeah. That's good on you. I mean, you're a professional. Like, I understand that. I think that's what I kind of expected.
Yeah,
I was just kind of curious. Like, it's different. It's a little bit different. There were a couple other
little conflicts I had with OEG people about stuff that I said on air or tweeted. I think two that I can remember. Neither one was about anything to do with on ice play or coaching. It was about other OEG decisions or initiatives.
They can be very delicate about things like that. I would know putting in.
Well, OEG would love this show tonight because I've been saying they're fine the whole time. I think they're going to be great.
Okay, I have a couple texts I want to get to. Hear your guys' thoughts. Adam from Lloyd says, hey, boys, you know what the Oilers needed tonight? Dry hair, Mitch Marner yelling at the bench. The Oilers Oiler tonight, this is the way I expect a much better effort and a 60-minute game on Friday. What does the bookbinder think tonight? The Oilers always Oiler in game one. Have a good one, boys. Adam from Lloyd, thank you for that one. Coach Mike says, does Knobloch tweak the lines? Does he go back to 29 and 97 together, Coach Mike? Yes.
You know what? Hey, here's another thing on Knobloch. Reid will ask you this because we've had people tweeting in the post-game chat. Does he call a timeout somewhere along the way? Did he pull the goalie too early? What did you think of Knobloch in the third period?
I'm not worried about when the goalie is pulled. I mean, you're down to me, pull him whenever you want, whenever you think you got the puck down there. I mean, you're in a Hail Mary situation anywhere. Yeah. I mean, so if he calls a timeout, I mean, you wouldn't call it when it's 3-2. Maybe you'd call it when it's 3-3, but you're also probably thinking, okay, there's 16 and a half minutes left, and it's just power play goals. I've seen my team pull it together. Right?
Yeah. Well, I thought they played good 5-on-5 after that still.
Right. So, and then when Duchesne scores at 5:58 of the third, the next whistle 5-on-5 is a TV timeout.
Right.
So he's probably not going to take the timeout there. If I was going to say when he should have taken a timeout, maybe he takes it when Kane takes the penalty. And you've just given up 2 power play goals, and now you're going on the power play again. Maybe that's the time to take the timeout and say, okay, PKers, I'm giving you an extra 30 to 40 seconds here to take a break. Let's remind everybody here what they're doing, how they scored on us. All right, we need this kill. Let's keep the game tied, and then our big guys go out there and win it in the final 14 minutes. That's probably, in hindsight, when the timeout could have been taken. After the second goal, I don't know. And then, like I said, after the third goal, the next whistle is going to be a TV timeout. So then you're just hoping you get to the next whistle without being scored on again.
Yeah, thinking that you're still going to be in the game, maybe tied, maybe in the lead, and you want to save that timeout for later in the game. I get it. I understand the rationale. And they always watch for the TV timeouts to use as a natural break. so they don't have to burn that timeout. All right, good text from Coach Mike. Do you actually tweak the lines going into Game 5 or Game 2? Pardon me.
Reid, go ahead, man. What do you think?
Well, I wonder if he might put Leon and Connor together because it didn't look like Dallas had much of an answer for them when they were together. And the other lines are playing well enough. I mean, maybe he'd put Leon, Connor, and Perry together. And then he'd put Nugent-Hopkins with Hyman and Kane. Because let's face it, Nuge is still not that overly dynamic 5-on-5. I mean, he's kind of a safe player.
Yeah, but did you not like Nuge, Hyman, and Kane together when they were together?
Yes, and I did. But I thought it was the two wingers doing most of the heavy lifting.
Yeah, for sure.
But still, Nuge was a part of it, and he did score on the power play today. So maybe he puts out that challenge and just says, okay, I'm doing this. Are you going to waste Harley and Heiskanen defending all the time when these two guys are on the ice together? And then you'd probably leave the fourth line together. And then, that would still leave. Well, no, someone would have to go down to the fourth line, I guess. Well, Podkolzin would drop down, right? Podkolzin would drop down.
I don't think you don't need to tweak the lines going into the game. I think that'd be a bit of a knee-jerk reaction. Things were going good. Good. And then the lack of discipline killed them. Did you guys also notice that he was basically rolling just 3 lines for the first 2 periods? We barely saw.
Oh, really?
Frederick
I didn't notice that.
And Hyman, and we didn't see, or pardon me, Perry, Frederick, Perry, and Janmark. We didn't see a lot of them, especially in the first period, and then maybe a sprinkle more in the second when they were up 2, and then we saw a way more Perry when they were starting to struggle, and the game started to tilt in favor of the Stars. But I did know, especially in the first period, we didn't see that fourth line much at all, especially together.
Yeah, I didn't notice that. I watched the first period while I was also trying to watch my kid play hockey. So
I
had like the phone. Yeah, Marshall had a hat trick, no big deal, another one-timer. Big game for him at 3-on-3 tonight. But we had it on the phone, so I didn't pay as much. And everything was great in the first.
Yes,
I thought they played really well in the first. So I did not notice that they rolled that back a bit. Reid, your thoughts on maybe not rolling as 4 as they usually do?
Yeah, I don't know. I just wonder if he didn't think those guys were getting in the forecheck enough. I don't know. They were okay. I mean, Frederick whiffed on a grade A chance. I don't know if that cost him some ice time.
And did he have a good look there? Eh?
That was a nice play, a couple nice passes.
Tom, I told you in the first period, for me, the reason that fourth line didn't see it is because McDavid and Draisaitl were rolling. And they were getting out there every second shift, right? So one line had to sit, and that was the line, because towards the end of the first, I think Perry and Frederick were both under 2 minutes, guys.
Man, so would you just leave him as is?
Yeah, because the 5-on-5, they were fine. And
yeah, I would too. I think I'd leave
with Tom. I think it's a little bit of a panic move if you're doing that. And you're always going to see Leon and Draisaitl together at times during the game. So that to me doesn't even matter anymore. But I would not touch this lineup at all. The only one is if Ekholm's ready to go, right?
I mean,
he's not going to be ready to go.
No, not in game 2. But for penalty kill purposes, I wonder if you try to get him in there sooner rather than later.
Well, his lower body leg issue, groin issue, better be good enough that he is not playing at 50%. Because this Ekholm thing, my concern is everything I've heard about it, and I know people are hot and horny to get him in, and they should be because he's an excellent defenseman when he's healthy. But the way he fell down on April 11th, twice in a minute and 30 seconds, and twice in that 20-second span it was. I'm thinking about Mattias Ekholm not only for right now, because what if you sacrifice him and you risk it and you put him out there and he plays a little bit the rest of the postseason? But I'm thinking if he tweaks whatever he's been dealing with, he's gone for a while to start next season.
To start next season?
Yeah.
I'd rather win a cup now.
Yeah, I know, and that's the goal, is to win the cup now.
Nothing against his health,
but him at 50%, is that worth it, guys?
No, I mean, if he's what he was for that stretch there, remember how bad he was
earlier in the season?
Yeah, like right, Reid, there was that stretch where you're like, man, Ekholm just doesn't look right,
and he wasn't
midway through the season. It's just he was not really helping them much then. So right. I would hope he's in a better spot now.
What do you think, Reid?
Yeah, well, he still played very well most of the season, but there were times where you thought, he's not quite as good as he was his previous year or so with the Oilers. But I'm with Dusty. If you can get him back at 80% and try to win the cup, I would go for it.
Yeah, shoot him up. Whatever needs to happen.
Get whatever you need
up.
Yeah, just whatever has to happen. This is the Stanley Cup playoffs, you guys.
When you go out there for your first practice with the team and the team doctor has to sit there and watch you, that's a
not
bit
ideal.
concerning.
It's tough for me to say shoot him up when if I don't get a nap, I look like I'm coming back from Vietnam by 6 p.m. at night. It's just I'm the wrong guy to comment on pushing through.
You just went through it. Yeah. All right, Reid, final thoughts going into game 2.
Well, regroup. I think they can. I mean, they've been through this before. Dallas has been through this before, coming off a game maybe that they won, that they're going to have to fix some things. So I think the experience and poise factor is probably going to cancel out in terms of what happens on off days. But the biggest thing, as we've been talking about, you got to fix the PK. It's been poor most of the postseason. I think it kind of put it together. Well, obviously it put together end of the Vegas series, and I think later in the LA series, if I remember, it got a little better. So you got to figure out what Dallas is doing and try to stop it, and then just keep working 5-on-5. I mean, this Oilers team can skate and they can grind. They're a lot to handle 5-on-5. This is a bit of a flip from the Oilers team we were talking about 3 or 4 years ago that needed special teams to win. Now they're a team that wants to keep it 5-on-5 and avoid special teams if possible.
Reid, Rick, excellent edition of Reid's Read as always. I think we got another gem of a clip out of you tonight.
Yeah, what did you say again? You pimps, you pipsqueak dweeb.
Not pimp.
Pipsqueak.
Say it to my face.
I do like the idea of it being a pimp squeak.
I hope people realize I do that for entertainment purposes, though I also have a message. Like, if Randy wants to just try and sucker punch us, sorry, like, you're going to get punched back, Randy. Especially if you're going to insult credibility. That's if you want to say, Reid, I don't like your opinion and this is why. Fine. If you're going to attack my credibility and my colleagues' credibility when we're busting our ass
I love it.
Analyze everything as fairly as we can. Sorry, buddy, your sucker punch is going to be blocked, and you're getting a punch back, Randy.
That's a team guy right there.
Yeah.
That's a team guy, Reid Wilkins.
Lesson learned, and you can be a little more respectful in the future.
Forget Logan. It's Reid the Wolverine.
Reid the Wolverine. A pipsqueak dweeb or wimp. A pipsqueak wimp. God, Reid, you have a great night, sir.
Okay, I'll talk to you in the morning, Dusty.
Reid, Reid, if you need a ride tomorrow, text me.
Oh, that's nice.
Thank you,
what a team.
That's it.
You know why? I know why. Because Hernan wants to come in early and play Tecmo. That's the only reason he's offering Reid a ride.
No, I'm coming in at my same time, but Reid's on the way. What do you mean?
You're coming in for a game. That's why you're offering up the ride.
No, I'm not.
I know you. I know you.
I offered Reid a ride last week, too, for this week. I said, any day you want,
okay, that's
buddy.
nice. That's a nice guy. Great team here. Reid's calling people pipsqueak wimps, and Hernan's offering people rides. What a place. What a place.
All right, Reid. Good stuff. I'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah, thanks, guys. See you.
There you go. That's Reid Wilkins.
There's our Wolverine.
Pip, I got to see if – I hope we were clean enough on it that I can clip it and use it tomorrow morning.
I think we were.
Yeah.
Pip,
I hope we were.
Wimp.
That was great.
Okay, we're gonna go inside the Oilers locker room. Matt, so who are we gonna? Do you need to go home?
Well,
buddy?
I mean, I should probably go home. I'll get out while you guys do this.
All right, just give me your final thoughts going into your show tomorrow.
No, I think I gave you my final thoughts.
Final thoughts.
Tonight,
you settle down. Pipsqueak, wimped.
Oilers are going to be absolutely fine. Either improve the penalty kill or stay out of the penalty box. And I'm not changing my prediction just yet.
All right, I love it.
Great show tonight. Sorry for sticking around so long.
I loved it. This was hilarious.
All right, let's go inside.
What?
Why?
Well, let's go to the clip first.
Okay.
Oh, is there a good clip?
Oh.
What is it?
Right.
No.
Right.
It's just so the shot looks more professional, right?
I knew you were gonna,
okay.
I knew this was a thing about a shot.
Right.
Okay, go to the clip.
Big thank you to Dusty. Let's go to Leon Draisaitl.
You guys look like you're in complete control of the game and kind of just slip away.
Yeah, just penalties. Obviously couldn't come up with a kill, and then game got away from us a little bit through the kill, and obviously then a power play when you have a chance to tie it up wasn't much better. So just look at it, correct it.
How are you seeing this? Special teams on the road are really struggling this playoffs. How can you put your finger on why? Like on both sides of the ball.
No, I can't. But we got to obviously figure that out.
You guys, it seemed at even strength through the first 40 minutes or so. You had a pretty good formula going, Leon. And maybe just what happened in the third there where you couldn't get back to that necessarily?
Well, I mean, we give up 3 goals in a row on the kill. It just kills the momentum, and then you're chasing the game. The game changes from there. So we got to be an awful lot more mature than that.
Is it just a matter, you think, of taking too many penalties if the kill's having a little trouble?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, like we got to stay out of the box, but you know, there's going to be penalties. We got to come up with a kill. I'm not on it, so who am I to say anything? But that's just common sense. That's a fact. And then, you know, once you have a chance to tie the game up on the power play, then it's our turn to be much better than that.
Can you build on those first 2 periods? And because you guys were pretty dominant in those first 2 periods, if you play your game, don't give pucks.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we played a really good 40 minutes. Obviously, got away from us. It's frustrating, but there's lots of good we can take from the first 40.
All right, that was Leon Draisaitl following his team's 6-3 loss to the Dallas Stars in Game 1, an epic collapse of Oilers proportions tonight. And the quote, Nanso, that stuck out to me the most was, need to be an awful lot mature than that. So, I mean, and listen, I know he's not on the PK, but he's right. You don't have to be a rocket scientist to know that the penalty kill was awful, and it needs to be better, and it hasn't been good this postseason, and it needs to find a way to fix things in fast. And yeah, okay, good. He also recognized too the power play opportunity that they had, and they were frazzled at that point, didn't do anything with it, but need to be an awful lot more mature than that from Leon Draisaitl in regard to taking penalties, and he's 100% correct. That is fair. I don't think anybody's going to... If he said that to every guy on the team's face tonight, not a single one of them should be like, no, you're wrong. You're an idiot.
No, and also I like kind of the body language there. I mean, you know, they're not as devastated after losses as you saw years ago. It's just, hey, like, listen, we knew we blew this one because they did. Let's be honest. Yeah. And listen, whichever side you're on, you think Skinner and the Oilers are doomed. Like, okay, fine, that's fine. But I saw a lot more good than bad. Obviously, the PK was extremely bad, Tom. When you go 0 for 3 in the third period, when you have a 2-goal lead, yeah, of course, it's you're going to be a little bit down and a little bit negative. But at the same time, like, why can't we just look at the positives of this team? Like, and I brought it up earlier, Tom. Like, when you see Lindell and Harley and Heiskin and Cody Ceci, like, these guys were you know, they were backtracking and they weren't even close to the Oilers. No, not within the cycle, not within the rush, and it's a good point. Like, and you know, it's interesting. We had a Dallas guy on yesterday, and he goes, I don't think Dallas can win just strictly on Ottinger and the power play on special teams. And that's how they won today. Because Ottinger, even though he gave 3 goals, he was pretty good on the night, especially in that first period. So, and they got the secondary scoring that a lot of people in Dallas, you know, Leah on the pregame show said the same thing. They're not going to go anywhere without secondary scoring, and they got it. But at the same time, yeah, Dallas will improve for Game 2, but I think the Oilers have still another level, because to me, they were, in those first 40 minutes, I saw a team very similar to what I saw in Florida yesterday. Like, it's almost like they're playing a different game, a different speed. And yes, the PK hurt him, and it was Corey Perry, Evander Kane. His veteran guys, Tommy. Kulak took 2 tonight. And Kulak's usually steady Eddie back there, right? So things happen. It's one game. Listen, and if, you know, who knows what happens Friday, but Friday, I think the Oilers are going to be much better. I think they're going to, you know, what was the word Leon used? Mature. I think a lot of those guys are going to be a lot smarter, be in control of their sticks, and just not take stupid penalties. And Tom, if this team's going to try to go all the way, and that's what we all want, this PK's got to figure it out, man. Like, you can't be that bad in 20 minutes of play. And that's what we saw tonight. So unfortunate for the Oilers, because everybody was riding high after 40 minutes, but that's why it's a 60-minute game. Unfortunately for them, special teams cost them. But I still think if Dallas is going to win this series, they have to beat the Oilers 5-on-5, Tom.
I agree. Let's go to C-Mac. Says, I hope the third period is a wake-up call to the Oilers, because it sure woke up Dallas. Oilers in 5. And C-Mac added, you know, why didn't Knoblauch call timeout? We talked about that a bit with Dusty there. A couple of people have asked Nanso, and I'm curious to hear your thoughts. They're saying, what about getting Trent Frederick out? And then C-Mac brings it up and then adds, I don't think they changed things, though.
Yeah, he was the only forward under 10 minutes. He was at 8:07, not really noticeable outside of that one chance. I mean, there's two options. It's Victor Arvidsson or Jeff Skinner, Tom. If you are going to make that move, I'll be honest, and I've been a Jeff Skinner guy all year, I still prefer Victor Arvidsson.
So do I, actually. I'll be honest with you. When it comes to Frederic, like, Dallas is a faster team than Vegas, right?
Sure.
And they have guys who skate better. And I think for Frederic, maybe, I think the ankle is healed pretty good. We see him moving a lot better than he did early in that Kings series for sure. The physical side of things, I think the Oilers had the edge. So if you get Arvidsson in there, like it was suggested, someone else has suggested it. I'm not sure who it was. That might be an option at some point. It might be. Maybe they run it back with this same lineup and see what happens. See if they can. They really they were in such a good position after 2 periods. They really were in control.
And if they kill off that penalty in the third, Tom, it's different.
Yeah,
like early.
They Oilered, as Texter put it in.
Yes.
To the text line earlier, they really did Oiler that. They shot themselves in the foot multiple times. I think it's okay to go back to that lineup next game.
Yeah.
Try to harness and embrace as much as you can from that first 2 periods. And as Leon said, be an awful lot more mature than they were tonight.
And listen, DeBoer's going to look at that game tape and be like, boys, 5-on-5, we got demolished, because they did. Like, they were not good 5-on-5. And, maybe the Oilers win special teams battle in game 2 and take the split back home. I said it earlier, Tom. I said on the pregame show, I think this is going to be a split either way. I didn't know if the Oilers would win tonight or on Friday. But now Friday is an enormous game, and I'm not sitting here guaranteeing a win for the Edmonton Oilers. I think they're going to come out and they're going to be as good as they were in those first 40, maybe even better. And Dallas is going to up their game too. They know now what the Oilers can bring, and they're going to be a lot better and a lot more ready for them as well. And then the special teams is going to continue to be a big story, because it is. And as much as we hate talking about it, Tom, it's the goaltending too. Listen, I'm not sitting here blaming Stuart Skinner for all 5 goals that went past the goaltender tonight. Yes, there was one really bad one. Sure, you want to save. I understand all of that. But this is going to come down to Ottinger versus Skinner. And right now, I thought Ottinger was pretty good.
Well, he didn't come unglued the way Skinner did.
No.
And the 4th goal highlights that. I mean, I think he was rattled at the point. I'll stand by that. I said it earlier in the show. And I'll get to this text, too, that's in line with the goalie conversation. It's from @JustMcDrySauce. I know you guys are defending Skinner a bit, but my God, the quit in the game-winning goal is gross. That's the Duchesne goal. That type of effort stays with the Leafs. It was weird, and I know when Reid was on here, he was talking.
Yeah.
Nanso, was it you that mentioned maybe he thought it went out or something like that? That's a lack of focus if that was the case. But the way he was wandering around looking, he didn't even try to make the save. I know that there was a player in the crease, but like, I'm watching that happen in my head. Well, what are you doing? Keep going. The play's still happening. Finish the play until, you see the refs going like this and the whistle, and it gets loud in these buildings. And Dallas, as they were building up momentum, the fans were getting into it. So finish the play. Don't just give up on it because you thought it went out, if that's the case. We don't know for sure what he was thinking. But I agree with @JustMcDrySauce. Great handle. That the way he played that Skinner did that 4th goal was terrible.
No, I was watching it here, Tom, and I'm like, what are you doing?
What are you doing?
What are you doing? Like, and it's just a 3rd period. I'll be honest, Tom, I did not see coming. And I know Kulak's penalty went into the 3rd period, and I said, 3-2. I even felt good then. But then at 3-3, I was like, oh, boy, this can, it's just all you need is a bad goal, and it's exactly what they got. And they're off and right. Now, the Oilers got a power play, right, when it was 3-3 or 4-3? 4-3.
They did get one. I know they had one when it was 4-3, I believe. I'm just double-checking. I know they had one late, and they didn't do diddly squat with it. Bichel took a high sticking penalty on Bouchard.
Yeah.
At 9:54. So yeah, it was still 4-3 at that point, and they even on the power play they weren't composed or their normal selves. All right, we're talking about the goaltending. Let's hear Stuart Skinner and what he has to say, and then we're going to get to the player of the game, a couple final thoughts, and wind things down. The Oilers lose 6-3. Let's hear from their goaltender, Stu Skinner.
What you saw on your end and just maybe how dramatic that 5 or 6 minutes is.
Yeah, obviously we let down our guard for 5-6 minutes, got in some penalty trouble. They were coming out hot. Momentum kind of shifted for them in that moment and obviously bit us. So yeah, it's something for us to learn from, myself included, obviously, and get better from there.
How much tougher is that to swallow that 6 minute stretch, especially with the way you guys were playing at 5-on-5 in the opening quarter?
Yeah, it's a tough pill to swallow for sure. I mean, you just can't be doing that, especially playoff time, especially against a team like this. They know how to score goals, obviously. Mature team, so I know that we have that in us as well, and we've done it many, many times. So just let it slip for a little bit, and we'll get back at it for sure.
They had lots of bodies in and around you on those power play goals. Is that, I mean, as a goalie, is that just stuff you got to fight through, or I imagine that's not easy? But
yeah, it's always something that you got to fight through. It's it's just competitiveness. Obviously they're competing to get goals, get guys around the net, make my life a lot harder, and I just got to fight through that. I got to battle them as much as battling for sight of the puck, and that's what makes the game tough. It's hard. It's not supposed to be easy. So an opportunity for me to get better at that, get better at traffic play, get better at that competitiven's, and work my way through it.
You guys were so good on the penalty kill last year. What are you seeing this year that's just not working out the same way?
Yeah, it's really hard for me to say. Goals have been going in a little bit differently in different ways. Again, it's a different series, so they show us different things, right? I think tonight a little bit of the east to west stuff kind of got us into trouble. I know that first, the goal from the point, I should have looked on the right side a little bit quicker. So obviously I didn't, and then that's, it's a goal, and then it's, momentum's on their side. So just little things like that. But I think as a PK, it's been a little bit up and down right now. It was bad at the start of the first round and then got better. It was great all series against Vegas, and a struggle for one game. But I mean, again, it's one game, right? So we can get back on the horse, for next game for sure.
Momentum in the playoffs somehow is so much bigger than momentum in January. Like when that ball started rolling downhill tonight, it looked pretty tough to stop for you guys.
Yeah, I mean, that's the game. It feels harder in the playoffs, but it's actually not different at all. In games, there's always momentum shifts. I think that in playoffs, it just feels a lot heavier because it's a heavier moment.
Like as you alluded to, all the power play goals seem to come in different ways. Is there a takeaway that you can kind of muster up?
Yeah, I mean, for myself, I'll probably look at the clips and, make subtle changes if needed. And I think that's what we're going to do as a team too. We're going to look at the clips. We're going to, talk to Stu and, make sure that we try to figure this out as soon as we possibly can.
What did you see or feel on that Duchesne marker?
On the what?
On the Duchesne goal. You were kind of looking at the ref with your arms up. What did you see or feel from that one?
The kind of the scrum goal. I just felt some contact when I got to the point, and so it was hard for me to kind of shift to my left. And then obviously the pass happened, and I had to go into desperation because I felt like I got interfered there. I'm not too sure if he was in the blue paint or not, so that's kind of why I was just looking at the bench. And then from there, it was kind of just scramble mode, and they beat us. They outbattled me. So yeah, again, goes back to your question. It's just competitiveness, trying to fight through that stuff. It's not going to be perfect every night. You gotta find ways.
Okay, I love Stu Skinner. I really do. I think he's a great guy. I've been rooting for him since day one when he got drafted. But there was no scrambling or competitiveness on that fourth goal from him. And there's been a couple times where he was looking to the bench to challenge. I at no point, Hernan, in that sequence that led to the goal against, the 4-3 goal against, did I think to myself, boy, he got interfered with. Not a single point. That's where you need to battle through. I'll say that. And this isn't the first time he's done this.
Yeah.
He needs to battle, like genuinely battle rather than slow shuffle because you're mad you think somebody touched you. And heck, it might have been your own guy. I don't know what he's talking about. I don't believe him for a second on that. I generally defend him, but on that fourth goal and what he said at the end there, I just would say that Stu, grow up, dude.
And
You're better. You are better than that. You're capable of more. Battle through it.
Yeah, because I saw him point, and I was like, and then they showed the replay. I'm like, I don't even know what he's pointing at. And it's interesting that he said that he has to do. Was it he has to be better at challenging around the screens and you know and
yeah, he said he needs to be quicker looking through screens.
Yeah. And
sure, but we're not blaming him on that.
No, but I think that's something. Maybe I don't know if it was Gage, but it's something that he's pointed out throughout the season where he's like, as a goalie, you got to fight for that. You know what I mean? Like they're not going to give it to you. They're not going to give you the sight lines. They're not going to. You know what I mean? So it's interesting that he said that, and he admitted, he goes, I got to continue to work on that and learn from it. So I know that, and I by the nasty chat after we ran Stuart Skinner, people were saying like, well, come on, it's the playoffs. I understand that, but and that didn't make any more of the Stuart haters happy, but I agree with you, Tom, too.
You're not going to appease them at all.
No, but it's interesting what he said. Do you know what I mean? Like he's kind of admitting to it, and then you brought up the whole situation when he thinks he got a little bit of a bump there and all that. So that was an interesting presser from Stuart Skinner. Pretty honest, I'd say.
Good on him for answering questions, and you might not love his responses, but
yeah,
there are goalies in this league that would just say, "I'm not doing it tonight." After that implosion, but he stood in there and took the questions and answered them to satisfaction of the majority. Probably not, but face the music. All right, let's get into the Damon Bunting Real Estate Player of the Game. Damon Bunting has been a consistent top-producing realtor in the greater Edmonton area for over 17 years. He's community-driven. He understands what it takes to make a difference in our city, so check him out, DamonBunting.com, or visit his Instagram at Damon Bunting Real Estate. Senor Latino Heat, take it away.
Yeah, obviously we're going to go to Dallas for this one tonight. I'm going to go with a guy that the Dallas Stars really need to get going. Veteran guy. Wily old vet, Tyler Seguin. 2 goals, both 5-on-5, 3 points on the night, +2, 5 shots on net, 15:35 time on ice. I thought he was good tonight. Great finish on the breakaway. Yeah. Draisaitl trying to make the play, loses handle of the puck. Boom, boom, he's gone. He gets by Klimberg. But I thought Tyler Seguin was noticeable tonight, and as a veteran guy who they need more from, I thought he stepped up in game 1 and was excellent. So 3 points for him. Tyler Seguin gets the Damon Bunting Player of the Game for the agency.
Yeah, well said there, and we'll see if the Oilers can shut down Seguin and the depth of the Dallas Stars in game 2. Let's wrap up with a few texts. Tony texting in says Skinner started the problem, trying to play the puck for no reason at the end of the second, led to a penalty, led to the first goal in the third as he hid behind defenders. The rest is history. When Stu stays in his net, the Oilers win games. Nolan out of St. Albert says, I think Frederick just had an off night. He had a couple of big hits. A guy like Frederick is far more valuable than the box score would suggest late in the playoffs when the games become more of a grind. Good text, Nolan. Appreciate that one. Amos Moses texts in, says, well, Oilers gonna Oiler. Ha-ha. They went too long of a stretch without anything wildly stupid or crazy, over-dramatic happening. Every series, something unbelievably over the top happens, and it's out of the way now, hopefully. On to game 2. Go Oilers. Amos Moses. Thank you for that text, Amos Moses. And big thank you to everybody here at Boston Pizza, Westgate, Curtis, Tony, Faith, Marasia, Char, the entire staff here. Absolutely phenomenal. A huge thank you. We had, I think, about 20 nasties who were here tonight. It was fantastic. CB's here. He's watching, listening, having a brewski behind me. And to everybody who watched and listened, you guys are the best. It's been a long day. Obviously, people getting frustrated, rightly so. Take a deep breath, get a good night's rest in, and then the boys on the morning show will be able to wind it back and go over everything and dissect some of the big plays, some of the not-so-subtle things that we definitely hit on, and maybe some of the nuanced stuff that we did miss tonight because we couldn't believe some of the craziness that did happen. Everybody who texted, we appreciate you. Even you, Randy. Sorry that we got a little bit fired up, but that happens. That's part of this show. A lot of emotion after a big Oilers game. We'll see if they can bounce back on Friday night. We're live on location at Hudson's Bourbon Street. It's going to be great. I think we have up to 40 nasties already booked for that one. Big thank you to Cal and Sarah for getting that going. Steve over at Hudson's Bourbon Street as well for setting it up. It's going to be a lot of fun. Big day tomorrow here on EST as always. We get going at 6 o'clock with the Nielson Show featuring Lieutenant Eric. And, of course, you got YouTube Trev on there. And it continues on through to 6 o'clock. For the Latino Heat, Hernan Salas. For Dustin Nielson. For Matt Kassian. For Reid Wilkins. I'm Tom Gazzola saying, have yourselves a great night. We'll see you tomorrow.